Hello, everybody. Kingwood Media, MK Ultra, Police Crimes. I am Christopher Wood. I am 53 years old. I am a 6-year, full skull splitting, full brain injuring, body mutilation, kidnapping, sex assault, false arrest refusals, extortion, lies, time buying, cover ups, medical blacklisting, slave traffic, torture, intended homicide, full physical identity theft victim with the intent to commit identity and disability fraud against me, organized, poor, homeless, elderly, disabled, police, doctors, justice of the peace, mental health workers, and low-life junkie accomplices. I am a 6-year MK Ultra remote neural monitoring victim of very seriously dangerous human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, homicidal police, and junkies. August 6, after speaking OPP crimes, human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and money laundering out of the Morning Star mission in Napanee, August 6, and other crimes. August 6, on the corner of Bridge Street, Highway 40 and Highway 41, Center Street, at the stoplight intersection. On a previous address, I was sitting outside. XOPP chief went by. He was driving a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved at me. When I waved back, I believed that was a sign. Black truck pulled up beside him, pointed something, shot it. It went into my right ear. I later found out, or I recently found out, that shooter's name was a cop named Barty. Both are guilty of first-degree premeditated attempted homicide. Whether time has passed or not, are still guilty. Staff Sergeants, years 2019, 2021, kidnapping, sodomy, sex assault. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward. Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, and Shelley Huffner, Christine Schultz, Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Kane 7224, Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, aka Dr. Margie V, girlfriend to Stacy, Kingston AMHS, was Napanee Daily Tea Company. File falsifier for medical treatment refusals, discrimination, and blacklisting. No criminal record or history, no prior association with anyone named prior to the crimes against me and me speaking of their crimes. No association with mental health or AMHS, had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to being shot, and whatever it was shot with started moving through my head. From my ear to my occipital lobe, I was getting constant burning. I was getting invasive electric shocking. My blood vessels were being burned out, and my skull was invasively split internally. Lies about drugs that I do not do, done at KGH to prevent me, help improve, and to be taken and to prevent me from being taken serious as to why I was there, and to get the proof that I was there for to find out what I was shot with and what was going on with me. They got a phone call stating about drugs I do not do because whoever the call come from, I had long hair at the time. I have tattoos. It was believed, so I was not taken serious, and I did not get the help that I was there for. It happened twice. The second time about being a suicidal self-harmer, not true in any way, shape, or form. I am wood, I am life tree. I am wood, fire, water, life tree. There is no death in me. That's the wrong apple. But once again, because whoever it come from, and because of my tattoos and my long hair, it was automatically believed. Once again, not taken serious, so I did not get the help and proof. Treatment refusals. 4 treatment refusals is what it was done for. I then, not satisfied because of my skull being seriously deformed and a lot of stuff proven was going on, I then go to Belleville. I go in, a French doctor comes in. First words out of his mouth, I seen your file. I'm looking at your file. You need a psychiatrist. There's nothing I am going to do for you. You need to leave. He kicked me out, refused treatment, which is kind of interesting. He said that because, once again, I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior. And all of a sudden, he's telling me he sees my file and I'm being kicked out of the hospital and being treated like a piece of shit, having to get rushed by ambulance to the hospital, having to crawl out of the friggin' off the stretcher at the hospital, pretty much into a taxi and to leave because of being treated like a piece of shit through doctors, being locked in rooms, being belittled, being name called, being treated like garbage, like a psychotic nutcase because of lies against me. And that all happened after I was shot November 19th, 2019. I had an appointment for a CAT scan appointment. I went in to get my CAT scan. My mother was still alive at the time. Her and somebody else were with me. And one of the people involved, a woman named Stacy, that's Kingston AMHS now, was at the hospital. I come to find out later on she was there stating she was there for my benefit, for anxiety and all of this other bullshit that I do not have. And I had no association with her, and she had no right to be there or business in any way, shape, or form. I then get my CAT scans. I wanted to see results. I was refused, told that I am not going to get them. I would not understand them. I needed medication, da 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 da. I was given fake ones. My real ones were given to one Stacy, the one that got t- the Kingston AMHS, and Spencer Mills 14716 OPP as my original ones. The lies, and then going to the hospitals, but it's kind of funny. He had stated seeing my file because, once again, no association with mental health or any other nut wards, psych wards, or any other thing. No hospitals in almost 7 to 10 years, and no criminal record or history. And then all of a sudden, he's telling me he's looking at my file and kicking me out. Dr. Tatiana Vakadinovic, girlfriend to Stacy Kingston AMHS. I found this out afterwards. The one that falsified my medical file for the treatment refusals, discrimination, blacklisting after the lies cast against me, being falsely charged, having to go to the hospital all the time because of stuff happening to me, and them trying to make this turn this into a mental thing, and them treat me like a bag of shit. I was getting up a lot of the time. I was getting and walking out, and they were trying to make it look like I was there to cause problems and refusing help. That's not the case in any way, shape, or form. I am not going to be belittled, name called, and be called retarded and everything else by doctors because of lies against me and take it. And then being falsely charged through the hospital in an attempt to try to cover up the crimes that they are guilty of with them and OPP. Also, in an attempt to try to give me a criminal record, which I never previously had, in an attempt to try to turn their crimes around against me, to try to make it look like it's me once again. This has nothing to do with anything psychological. It is 100% pure criminal. Once again, no prior problems or association. I was doing good mentally, physically. I was meditating. I was helping myself and others. I did have 150 IQ at one point in time. It wasn't a lot, but I was bettering myself or trying to. After I was shot, now I'm pretty much like a broken record robot on remote. I have plates and I have a plate or something now inside my skull, under my skull. I have holes in my skull now. I have tubes in my head now as well that I never previously had. No surgeries prior to or after being shot either. I have had serious body mutilations, my lungs, my kidneys, the full right side of my body pretty much. I get piss and shit, urine and feces that go through my body daily, being forced through me, constantly numbing me down. And this is how I am going through so much skull deforming as well. I have proven the external crimes that has been taking place with me and everybody involved, the accomplices. I personally know them not from being associated with them, but from being around. I'm not just naming names for the sake of naming names. They are guilty of very serious crimes against me. They are registered sex offenders, drug traffickers with and for the police, and each and every one of them are guilty of using MK Ultra on me, seriously, constantly numbing me down 24/7, drugging me and everything else. Two, two who are guilty of torturing and stalking and torturing and causing my mother cancer, taking her life December 20th, 2020, through using R&M on her because of her age and the EMFs and radiation. It caused cancer tumors and it was made to look age and health related, and that had nothing to do with it. It was done with intent against her. The ones guilty of doing it is alleged OPP supervisor Blair Kane or Blair Hardy Kane, and one known as Bill Wooldridge, many alias names: Bill Wooldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Maven, which is the name of an escapee. And he is also the one that was stalking children for the ex-OPP chief or commander daily at Tim Hortons for sex slavery. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth, and he also nicked Robert Cross as well. He lives behind the law office in a duplex on the corner of Bridge and Center Street. He believes he and I were switched at birth. I am 53. He is approximately 65 to 70, thinks that he is my dad, and was calling my mother mom as well when he wasn't stalking me and her at the same. Also, I would go out, he would always be right there, just like clockwork. I would go downtown, he was always right there. I believe I also had illegal prisoner tracking put into me as well. I was made homeless for an entire year because of being falsely charged to be so-called monitored, having to uh, um pretty much blame myself for what has taken place against me, provably. The lies, the time buying, the cover ups, arrest refusals, false arrest once again. Others who are guilty and involved, two of them are extended family members of mine. And he even told me of his involvement before he realized what he had said. Other than the one known as Blair Hardy Kane or Blair Kane Hardy and Bill Waldridge, aka Bob Cross, alias names, and also Stephen Maven, he goes by, is also a Robert Barry, a Bert Hustler, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Raymond LeBlanc, Harry Hartwick, Dale Hartwick, who are my cousins, Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, Robert Hanna from Kingston, Ontario as well is involved and provably guilty, an ex-Bath prisoner involved in child pornography and other crimes against children. And it's all in print. And there is another who is involved who is guilty of death threats against me, my wife, who we're no longer together, death threats against my nephew, forcible confinement, torture, provable identity theft with the intent to commit identity and disability, and homicide against me for fraud. The lies, the time buying, the cover ups, and more damage is done. I am losing more and more of myself. I even look nothing like I did last night in my live videos that I had done, or even as much as 2 nights ago. I go through that much changes done to me. All started to happen after I was shot. So I would like to know exactly what was put into me, what was shot into me. I also now have a tube that comes up on my throat too that bulges out and goes around to the back of my neck. I have a spot on the back of my head that I got after I was shot. And the tube goes to that, and that's where I get the piss and shit going through my midbrain that I never previously had in me. This Crestwood here, I'm heading in towards OPP to see about getting Spencer Miller's wife, William Waldridge, arrested and charged today, stalking, injuring, torturing. Let's see what happens. Obviously, I look nothing like that in any way, shape, or form now, and that's when I started after wanting to get arresting and charging, especially on the chief of police and others for what they're guilty of against me. And then I started to go through what I've been going through. Christwood here. I am in the process of identity theft, identity change. Compliments of William Billy Waldridge. I am being changed to look like him. He is being hidden. He is being protected. He can verify this. He can prove this. He can implicate OPP involved 402 days of crime on me, injuring, torturing me, brain damaging me, being lived through, having illegal OPP surveillance put into me, no criminal record or history, no brain problems prior to or after or prior to August 2019, but when this started, I now have electroshock lobotomizing me. Like I said, I am in a process of identity theft, identity change, lies, cover-ups, medical record falsifications, medical discrimination, compliments of OPP, and mental health worker involved in this. Dangerous, guilty, sex offenders, human sex trade, slavery, trafficking, the poor, homeless, lies, cover-ups, 402 days of being injured, brain damage, compliments of Spencer Mills, compliments of mental health worker through William Billy Wooldridge, who is the husband and who is the Christwood here, just doing a quick update. I'm at the hospital here to get checked out again for the exact same thing that's been going on with me for the last 389 days. And conveniently, I am sitting here waiting, going on my 4th hour. And who comes into the hospital? The woman from mental health, the blonde-haired woman from mental health, wearing a red top, wearing a jean jacket, looked right at me, noticed me, went into the hospital. Conveniently, who is working today? Dr. V, the one that helped cover this up for them in the first place, the one that talked to them in the first place, the one that helped screw me up and get me medically blacklisted, the one that helped get me medically discriminated against, not only at Lennox and Addington Hospital, but at Belleville Hospital and KGH twice. Let's see what happens when I go in for my appointment. This should be really interesting. How quaint did she show up today? That's just a little proof. I just want to do a quick update and say that this shit is really fucking starting to change me. I'm starting to look like this. I just want to do a quick update and say that this shit is really fucking starting to change me. I'm starting to look like this piece of shit from Water Street who has done this remote neural monitoring to me. I believe the whole idea of this process is to actually, get me to believe that I'm him through this mind control. This is very seriously, and this is pretty much gotten away with. And once again, I am the end of my bloodline as well. And all I did was speak OPP crimes when families are murdered, when people disappear, families are murdered and missing. It's the police, it's criminal doctors, it's their accomplices, it's their junkies, it's their lies, their time buying, their cover ups, arrest refusals, intimidations, obstructions, threats, making victims homeless, and more to assure that they are getting away with it. 100% proven identity changes done to me physically. So if people think that this can't happen, I can prove 100% it can, and it did, and it has. I would just like to know how many others. Very physical changes. And these are all 100% me, and these are all recent. That's from an old TikTok account I had that's now been deleted. This is what MK Ultra can do to you. That's what MK Ultra has been doing to me, and the use of it. These are mainly the ones that are guilty of it. These are all gang stalkers, sex offenders, and they're all used in this shit on me, and that's my cousin Dale Hartwick. Child stalker for OPP. So public beware. Damage is done, time bought, and they are guilty of ending the Wood bloodline. With this, will not having to prove nothing. I just ask that I am not buried in a ditch. And please remember my tattoos and my other videos because of me going through this. I also have a wolf on my arm, left arm, and a cross and a heart with wings on my right. Be safe, everybody. Love all, hate none. Napanee and area. Luckily, all of this is legal against me for revenge retaliation for speaking of their crimes. So ends another bloodline on this Thanksgiving Day, day of giving thanks. All involved should be thankful that they've gotten away with what they've gotten away with and what they will get away with. Do not throw my body in a ditch, and this will not be drugs or suicide. So do not believe that bullshit lie narrative in case. Kinda too convenient how I look like a cop's brother all the time as well. And Robert Barry, a lot of others who I am all going through this from, and all provable.